Would you believe me if I told you there are places on Earth where logic fails, time slows down, and reality seems to bend at the edges? These aren't places from fiction or fantasy. They're real, and they're scattered across our planet. From giant statues in the middle of nowhere, to desert carvings only visible from the sky, to forests where nature itself feels off. In this video, you're about to dive into a journey through the most enigmatic and unexplainable locations on Earth. We're going to explore ancient secrets, scientific gaps, and truths that challenge everything we thought we understood about the world. But beware, the deeper you go, the harder it gets to look at reality the same way again. And the craziest part? Some of these places might be much closer to you than you think. Maybe even beneath your feet right now. And maybe, just maybe, someone or something doesn't want us to find them. Imagine walking across a remote island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean and being greeted by dozens of towering stone giants, lined up silently like ancient guardians of a forgotten truth. Easter Island, or Rapa Nui, remains one of the most perplexing mysteries in archaeology. The Moai statues, with their massive size and stoic expressions, seem to defy logic. How were they carved and transported over long distances without wheels or machinery? Some of them are over 10 meters tall. Others are buried with only their heads exposed. Their engineering is far beyond what we'd expect from such an isolated culture. Science has proposed several theories: wooden rollers, rope-pulling systems, sliding on stones, but none explain everything. Some statues were abandoned midway, others shattered during transportation. And the strangest part? Almost all Moai face inward, as if watching something hidden deep within the island. Locals describe a strange energy, as if the statues are holding back a story we were not ready to hear. And oral traditions speak of a lost civilization, sudden disappearances, and celestial beings. Could the Moai be more than art? Maybe markers of something we were still not meant to understand? There are even tales of the Moai once walking on their own, guided by mana, a mystical force that science refuses to acknowledge. What if these giants weren't meant to honor ancestors, but to warn the future? In the heart of the Peruvian desert lies one of humanity's greatest puzzles, the Nazca Lines. These massive geoglyphs depict animals, humans, and intricate shapes etched into the earth with mathematical precision. But here's the thing: they can only be fully seen from above. And the Nazcas, as far as we know, didn't fly. So why create something so huge if you could never witness it? Were they trying to communicate with beings from the skies? Some scholars suggest they're astronomical calendars. Others say they're ritual paths. But more speculative minds believe they're some sort of landing zone, not for planes, but for visitors from beyond. The precision of these lines is stunning. Many align perfectly with solstices and equinoxes, with straight lines that run for kilometers without deviation. Beneath the ground, researchers have discovered ritual offerings, remains of sacrifices, and magnetic anomalies. It's as if this place was once a stage for something far greater than we can grasp. And every time we dig, we end up with more questions than answers. Maybe we're not digging in the wrong spot. Maybe we're just not the intended audience. Some lines form shapes so abstract that they resemble binary code, as if someone was encoding information in plain sight. Could these geoglyphs be ancient messages waiting to be translated with technology we don't yet possess? At the base of Japan's majestic Mount Fuji lies a forest so dense that sound itself seems to disappear. Aokigahara, often called the Suicide Forest, is wrapped in a haunting silence and an even deeper mystery. Compasses fail, phone signals vanish, and the air feels heavy, almost like the forest is alive, watching. For centuries, Aokigahara has been tied to legends of demons and lost spirits. Locals believe it's a spiritual gateway, a place where the veil between worlds is thinner. Scientists blame its eerie vibe on psychological factors, but visitors report sensations that are harder to explain. Whispers, chills, the gut-wrenching feeling of being followed. Even animals act strange here. Birds avoid certain paths. Insects are quiet. It's as if nature knows something we don't. Despite its dark reputation, the forest draws people in, as if it calls them. But why? Could it be an unknown energy field? A collective trauma? Or something ancient, something intelligent, feeding off emotion? Maybe Aokigahara isn't just a forest. Maybe it's a presence waiting to awaken. Some explorers speak of seeing human-like shadows with no source, or hearing music where no one is near. Perhaps Aokigahara is not a place people go to end their stories, but a place where a different story begins. In the deserts of northern Mexico lies an area where radios die, compasses spin, and meteors seem unnaturally drawn. Welcome to the Zone of Silence, a place so strange it is often compared to the Bermuda Triangle. Here, reality seems warped. Time stretches. Directions blur. Scientists have found genuine anomalies, high concentrations of magnetic minerals, radioactive elements, and bizarre mutations in local wildlife. But it's the stories that really shake things up. Strange lights, humanoid sightings, unexplained sounds, and encounters with odd, robotic-like beings dressed in white. The Mexican government denies anything unusual. But why did NASA once study this place? Why do meteorites crash here more than anywhere else in the country? Some believe this is a natural portal, a crack in space-time where our universe brushes up against another. Others think it's not natural at all. Maybe it's one of many forgotten gateways scattered around the world. What if reality is full of these glitches, and we've just been trained not to see them? There are even reports of time slips, travelers who lose hours in minutes. What if the zone is a scar from something ancient, or a warning left behind? On the windswept coast of Scotland, archaeologists unearthed something they weren't prepared for. A prehistoric village so well preserved it looked like it was abandoned yesterday. This place is called Skara Brae, and it flips our understanding of ancient civilization on its head. Over 5,000 years old, the village had furniture, drainage systems, and even separate rooms. It's older than Stonehenge, older than the pyramids, and yet it feels modern. How could a society considered primitive have such advanced planning, and then vanish without a trace? No signs of conflict, no mass graves, no disaster evidence, just disappearance. Some believe it was a peaceful migration. Others think it was something stranger, a sudden event that forced evacuation. The architecture is shockingly functional. Built into the earth with insulation and flowing water, the homes suggest a deep understanding of design and environment. Symbols carved into the walls remain undeciphered. Some resemble writing, or code. Was Skara Brae an outpost of a forgotten high-tech civilization? Or are we looking at history completely backward? What if we're not the most advanced version of humanity, just the latest? Even with all our satellites, telescopes, and quantum equations, Earth still humbles us. There are places where our instruments fail, where the silence screams louder than words, and where logic just doesn't apply. These aren't just strange spots on a map. They're mirrors. They reflect how little we truly know. So, which of these mysterious places shocked you the most? Have you ever visited one? Or do you believe there are still hidden corners of the Earth waiting to be revealed? What if the greatest discoveries aren't out in space, but buried right under our feet? And what if these places aren't secrets because we haven't found them, but because they don't want to be found? If this video left you intrigued, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. We've got more bizarre, mind-bending content coming your way. And, by the way, there's another incredible mystery waiting for you on screen right now. Go check it out, and keep questioning everything. because the world is far weirder than we were ever taught.